Good morning, everyone. I know I'm on early and Mary is still on, but I need to do this before I have to take Scott's mom to the doctor. So that's why I'm going ahead and coming on to announce this week's stitch and the fact that I'm not doing the tutorial this week. You're going to visit a channel called The Purple Poncho. Link is in the description box below. The stitch is called the full stitch, and you remember, you'll see in her tutorial, you are working between the upright legs. So you're working between the stitches, and you're going to need to keep track of odds and even rows. On the first row, you're going to start in the space that's actually between the side and the first stitch. All right, and you work across and you skip the last space. Then on the even rows, you skip that first space and go into the second one and go all the way across and work the last space and into the side. Double check your count at the end of every row. It's real easy to miss as you are shifting back and forth, whether you're on an even or an odd row. I'll show you what I did. When I got to the end of the row, I would write row 1, and then I'd work my stitches off. Then I'd work back on. Row 2 is done. That way I could keep track, and I did 28 rows. And I will tell you, I have started working looser, so my blocks have actually grown to be 7 inches square now. Most of my other blocks are like 5.5 inches square. So I have relaxed the tension a lot. It's becoming easier to work looser. I find it very meditative, and it works out so it doesn't curl up as much. Now, Purple Poncho, she said that hers was curling like crazy. I did not find that. I've got a little curling on each end, but it's not doing like that smooth stitch. And I think the whole key is to loosen up. When you're holding the hook, I found, sorry, the cough comes on out of nowhere. I found that instead of holding it like I would a normal crochet hook, like on the whole shaft of the crochet hook, when I'm doing Tunisian crochet, I actually hold it at the end. Let me go grab my hook. All right, so like when I'm doing regular crochet, I'll hold my hook like this. All right, and I'll work it because you're just working just, with the end of your hook. Now with Tunisian crochet, I found to get the looser tension, I work all the way back here. So I'm holding this like a magic wand, and I'm just gently pulling the stitches through. Makes a world of difference. When you get to working too tight and you're up on your hook like this and you're doing this and you're trying to push and then you're working your way back, that's when you get all that curling. So I found if I'm thinking about it, just pretend I'm at Hogwarts and, just work real loose. So the stitch for this week is the full stitch. The tutorial will be found on the Purple Ponchos channel. And she also, toward the end of her tutorial, she tells you how to change colors. So if you want to make your striped, feel free. Just remember, we're just all learning together. So this is what it looks like on the front. And I think it's a beautiful stitch. And it looks super easy. But my first attempt, I had to back it all off because I wasn't writing down the rows. And it's real easy to get confused of where you need to go. But if you write down your rows at the end of loading it up, write down what that row is and then work it off and then load up the next and then write down that row number. That way you can keep track of them. So here's the front, and here's Tippy. Go on, Tip. Go on. Nobody wants to see your rear end. Front and back of it. This one would make a beautiful sweater or cardigan. And it's so easy. But you do have to make sure you're not sticking your hook between the legs of the stitch. You want to stick your hook between the stitches. And it's real easy. Each stitch has 2 legs, right, that come down a front back. You want to go between those 2. Not between the legs, but between the 2 stitches with 2 legs. You'll see once you get started. Okay, so enjoy. Let you guys go because I'm about to have a coughing fit. Thanks for joining me. And next week we'll do the basket stitch if somebody wants to sneak ahead and find a tutorial and go ahead and do it without me. But I'm thinking of having that ready for Monday. So bye, guys. Back to watching Mary.